Welcome to UK Learnings, Life in the UK Test 8.
How many member states does the UN have? 190. 15. 5. 27. The answer is 190. The UK is part of the United Nations (UN), an international organization with more than 190 countries as members. What event is known as the evacuation of 300,000 people from the beaches? The Dunkirk Spirit, the Battle of Britain, the Blitz Spirit, D-Day. The answer is the Dunkirk Spirit. Many civilian volunteers in small pleasure and fishing boats from Britain helped the Navy to rescue more than 300,000 men from the beaches around Dunkirk. The evacuation gave rise to the phrase the Dunkirk Spirit. Which country invented cricket? Wales, England, Australia, Scotland. The answer is England. Cricket originated in England and is now played in many countries. Games can last up to 5 days, but still result in a draw. The most famous cricket competition is the Ashes, which is a series of test matches played between England and Australia. When did the English defeat the Spanish Armada? 1588, 1600, 1597, 1584. The answer is 1588. Elizabeth became one of the most popular monarchs in English history, particularly after 1588, when the English defeated the Spanish Armada, a large fleet of ships, which had been sent by Spain to conquer England and restore Catholicism. When did the English Civil War begin? 1588, 1640, 1598, 1642. The answer is 1642. Civil war between the king and parliament began in 1642. The country split into those who supported the king, the Cavaliers, and those who supported parliament, the Roundheads. Which Scottish poet wrote the Bruce? Geoffrey Chaucer, Kevin MacDonald, John Barbour, Kevin McAlpin. The answer is John Barbour. In Scotland, many people continued to speak Gaelic, and the Scots language also developed. A number of poets began to write in the Scots language. One example is John Barbour, who wrote the Bruce about the Battle of Bannockburn. What were the working conditions like during the Industrial Revolution? Very poor. Best in the world. Acceptable. Average. The answer is very poor. Working conditions during the Industrial Revolution were very poor. There were no laws to protect employees, who were often forced to work long hours in dangerous situations. Children also worked and were treated in the same way as adults. Which river banks the London Eye? Thames, Severn, Wye, Trent. The answer is Thames. The London Eye is situated on the southern bank of the River Thames, and is a Ferris wheel that is 443 feet, 135 meters tall. It was originally built as part of the UK's celebration of the new millennium, and continues to be an important part of New Year celebrations. Which party formed the government in 2010? It was a coalition. Labour Party only. Liberal Democrats only. Conservative Party only. The answer is it was a coalition. In May 2010, and for the first time in the UK since February 1974, no political party won an overall majority in the general election. The Conservative and Liberal Democrat parties formed a coalition, and the leader of the Conservative Party, David Cameron, became Prime Minister. Which of these venues is located in Greenwich? The O2, the SECC, Auditorio de Tenerife, the Copenhagen Concert Hall. Answer is the O2. There are many large venues that host music events throughout the year, such as the O2 in Greenwich and the Scottish Exhibition and Conference Centre, SECC, in Glasgow. Why is it called the Glorious Revolution? Women were given the right to vote. Because there was no fighting. Because of new achievements. Because of new technological advances. The answer is because there was no fighting. This event was later called the Glorious Revolution, because there was no fighting in England, and because it guaranteed the power of Parliament, ending the threat of a monarch ruling on his or her own as he or she wished. Who is responsible for crime and immigration? Chancellor of the Exchequer, Home Secretary, Secretary of State, Foreign Secretary. The answer is Home Secretary. Home Secretary is responsible for crime, policing and immigration. What organizations try to influence government policy? Pressure and lobby groups, Chartists, Quakers, the Cabinet. The answer is pressure and lobby groups. Pressure and lobby groups are organizations which try to influence government policy. They play an important role in politics. Who designed the cenotaph? Sir Edwin Lutyens, Sir Christopher Wren, Robert Adam, Inigo Jones. The answer is Sir Edwin Lutyens. Sir Edwin Lutyens was responsible for many war memorials throughout the world, including the cenotaph in Whitehall. The cenotaph is the site of the annual Remembrance Day service attended by the Queen and many others. What is the Church of England usually known as in other countries? The Anglican Church, the Episcopal Church, the State Church, the Great Church. The answer is the Anglican Church. The official church of the state is the Church of England, called the Anglican Church in other countries, and the Episcopal Church in Scotland and the United States. What medal was introduced during the Crimean War? Elizabeth Gold, the Victoria Cross, the Elizabeth Medal, Medal of Honor. The answer is the Victoria Cross. Queen Victoria introduced the Victoria Cross medal during the Crimean War. It honors acts of valor by soldiers. Which countries did Britain fight against during the Battle of Trafalgar? Only the Netherlands. France and the Netherlands. Only France. Spain and France. The answer is Spain and France. Britain's navy fought against combined French and Spanish fleets, winning the Battle of Trafalgar in 1805. What is the King James Bible? A new translation into English. The correct version. The Protestant version. The first English Bible. The answer is a new translation into English. One achievement of King James' reign was a new translation of the Bible into English. This translation is known as the King James Version or the Authorized Version. It was not the first English Bible but is a version which continues to be used in many Protestant churches today. Who lost a lot of their power after the Battle of Culloden in 1746? The farmers, the clans, the king, the parliament. The answer is the clans. The clans lost a lot of their power and influence after Culloden. Chieftains became landlords if they had the favor of the English king, and clansmen became tenants who had to pay for the land they used. What is the day before Lent called? Easter Monday, Pancake Day, Shrove Monday, Ash Wednesday. The answer is Pancake Day. The 40 days before Easter are known as Lent. The day before Lent starts is called Shrove Tuesday or Pancake Day. What country is Swansea in? Wales, Northern Ireland, England, Scotland. The answer is Wales. Swansea is a Welsh city. What did the Chartists campaign for? Anyone to be able to stand as an MP. Elections every 5 years. Every man to have a vote. Open ballots. The answer is every man to have a vote. Who were the first people to start living in Britain? The Romans. Inventors. Hunter-gatherers. Pirates. The answer is hunter-gatherers. The first people to live in Britain were hunter-gatherers, in what we call the Stone Age. Where did the Vikings come from? Norway and Denmark. Norway and Sweden. Spain and France. Austria and Germany. The answer is Norway and Denmark. The Vikings came from Denmark and Norway. They first visited Britain in AD 789 to raid coastal towns and take away goods and slaves.
Thank you for watching this video. If you like this video, please subscribe this channel to get more videos. Share with your friends and family. And don't forget to click the bell icon.